Oi, it's me, Idris. And you guys know that when you hear my voice, that means that we've got some new or returning Patriots or a coffee donation. Well, guess what, guys? We're going to start today with a coffee donation from Erica. Erica, you opened up your wallet, you gave a little something to the podcast, and we thank you so very much. Thank you for your donation, Erica. A little coffee goes a long way. Now, let's run into some returning Patriots. Up first, we have King Monaghan. King, you're a king. I know this. You have to be royalty to be a patriot that leaves and comes right back. You're returning to us, and that's why we love you. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for continuing to love this podcast. We love you. You love us. Hey, that's a love triangle. Actually, I think that's just a back and forth. Either way, up next, we've got Philip Sapero. Philip, again, just like King, you stepped away, you came back. It doesn't matter. You're royalty to us. You're no longer Philip. I would say that you're like a prince or something like that. But, princes, in the royal family have not been doing the right things. So I'm just going to say you're a king as well. Just like King, you're a king. King Philip, we enjoy you. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for your patronage. And guys, if you know someone who needs a little Patreon in their life, you know where to send them. Send them right over here. 2026 is going to be a really big year, not only for us, but for you as well, because we're going to give you tons and tons of content, but also because we're just going to keep on loving on each other. And that's all that matters. Idris out.
Medium popcorn, we are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn, woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault.
Ja Rule recently had like a golf thing where I guess like he threw like he threw his pole into the audience or something like that. There was a golfing mishap recently with Ja Rule.
Well, didn't he get punched by somebody recently?
Oh my God. I mean,
somebody punched
Ja
him.
Rule. Listen, all I know is Ja Rule better hope that 50 Cent ain't making a documentary about him. Because after that 50 doc series on Netflix, whoo, you do not want 50 Cent as an enemy, bro.
Yo, nigga, you got to stay out of that blast zone.
Yeah.
You got to stay
and 50
out.
doing interviews specifically on channels he knows that Diddy can see in jail. This guy is maniacal.
What I love about this whole thing is that 50 is on some straight up, like he is having the time of his life dragging Diddy. I have never seen somebody so elated through hate. Like I thought I was a hater. Like Jesus, he's something different.
No, he is the best hater of all time. I mean, when he booked like the whole front row of a Ja Rule concert,
amazing.
It's
amazing.
He's maniacal. But you know who else is maniacal, folks? Medium popcorn. I'm your boy Eddie Collins.
Guys, this is Justin Brown. It was a hell of a transition.
I'm trying out here, man. And we all trying. It's the end of 2025. Praise the Lord. Please bring plenty of blessings in 2026. And if you listen to this podcast and you've been listening for a while, but you have not signed up for Patreon, please consider trying out Patreon at patreon.com/medium popcorn. We got $5, $10, $15 tiers. We're phasing out the $2 tier. So try any of those tiers. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. You get access to archives, commercial-free episodes, early access to new episodes, as well as hundreds and hundreds of hours of bonus content on all those tiers. So come on, baby. Help us out. It's 2026. Well, it's going to be 2026. Okay? God damn it. I didn't mean to yell at people. It's been tough, Justin. You know it's been tough. Nigga, yeah. We were selling dog treats a few weeks ago.
I was driving around a truck hawking fucking dog food. Hey, y'all niggas, this is raw, baby. You gonna love it.
I'm going around a park in a city with a little trolley. Just, hey, you want some raw dog food? No. All right.
And homeless people was like, I'd love some of that raw dog food. Yeah,
I literally
had.
I had to tell you so many times. I gave a few samples to some homeless people. They didn't have dogs. They definitely did not have dogs.
Hey, man.
It is what it is. Saw a lot of movies and TV shows this year. A lot, right, Justin? We watched a lot. Let's talk about our worst films. Let's end on this episode on a positive note, talking about things we're excited for and the things that we really enjoyed this year. But let's start off talking about the worst things we saw this year.
Okay.
So let's talk about worst movies of 2025. Let's start with honorable mentions. So what do you got?
All right. I got, for one, just the whole app of Tubi. Just the entire app. Throw it all away. Throw it all away. But I also have Freakier Friday. Okay. Freaky Friday, obviously a classic from yesteryear. People love it. And they tried to recreate it. Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, they both were back, and it just didn't work. And it was it was a bit of a mess. And one, I remember watching that and just being like, oh, this is not it. This is not it.
Yeah, it really wasn't. It was very disappointing. The thing with Tubi, though, I do want to push back a little bit because I'm hearing more and more from independent, both online and just people I'm talking to on networking events. Tubi actually provides a lot of access if you're up and coming or independent filmmaker. Like, we're going to have a guest coming on in a few weeks that's going to have their movie debut on Tubi. But also, I guess Tubi pays out pretty well.
Yes,
compared to some other apps.
But when we mentioned Tubi, we're mentioning the wild movies on Tubi.
Oh, yeah. Folks, you definitely have to go on our Patreon and listen to some of the Tubi specific episodes. Those are
listen.
God awful.
Tubi, you can be providing, a platform for, lesser known performers or just people in the business, while also putting some of the wildest things on your platform that anyone's ever that no one should ever have to see.
That's fair.
So it's a little bit of both. So I just think that it's just
it's a little bit of both. I've seen some of the most disturbing shit on Tubi, I've ever seen in my life. Like, on the strange things about the Johnsons level, kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff on Tubi that folks, I'll say this. If there's an independent film that looks fucking crazy, has a wild title, and you watch a little clip and it's grainy video and terribly acted, but it says 2+ hours, don't watch that shit. Because it's going to be so out of pocket. You have, every time I've seen a Tubi movie that's shot terribly and looks terrible, that's over 2 hours, it's been the worst thing I've ever seen.
Well, you know what? I think the main thing is, if you're in to watch a bad movie and maybe you're doing a drinking game like Lluvia is doing right now, guys, Tubi may be what you want to watch. It is a good thing to watch, with friends. If you just we're watching this, but we also know this thing is insane. You're not watching, too intently. I think that Tubi, it does provide a specific service. If that's what you're looking for, but at the same time, it's some of those movies are,
yeah. But I mean, I will say the catalog is pretty impressive. If I had my Halloween party still, I could just kind of play Tubi Halloween selections and it'd be pretty fucking good.
Oh yeah.
There's some pretty good horror films and stuff like that. But so my honorable mentions for worst movies of 2025, starting off with Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I had no expectations for this movie. I had zero expectations. Went in and it disappointed that shit. It was so bad.
I don't know why you did it.
It was a press screening. It's horrifically bad. Way too many fucking kids in this movie. I don't understand the fascination with kids in this property, because it's about animatronics at a fucking Chuck E. Cheese thing, killing kids and doing and the new one had this kind of even creepier, demonic kind of doll thing. It was fucking nuts. And little kids around me are ooh, I'm these are different kids. This is a different breed of kids than when I grew up. It's if a bunch of kids were fascinated with Chucky or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. In our childhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but still, it was. I didn't bother. I'm just I'm good on this.
Second one was not good. I put down After the Hunt, the Julia Roberts, Io Debris film. Actually ended up interviewing them. Pretty good interview, but that movie was trying to address a lot of different things and didn't address anything effectively. And actually was the first movie where I was like, Andrew Garfield kind of sucks in this and he is awesome in everything. So that's why I knew we were in trouble. When I'm like, man, Andrew Garfield's making some weird choices in this one. Just wasn't a big fan. Ballerina starring Ana de Armas, supposed to be the John Wick spinoff. Did not do it for me. It was incredibly boring. The action sequences were a bit of a letdown. Ana de Armas, like, she's awesome as an action badass, but clearly audiences aren't into it for whatever reason. That movie underperformed at the box office, underperformed critically. It just was a big disappointment. Kind of shoehorning John Wick in it was a bit rough. It just felt forced. You know what I mean? Like, to the point where I'm like, does this creative team want to bring John Wick back for another one? Or could we just leave it at 4? The perfect ending. Should we just leave it at 4? Because, Justin and I, we haven't done Toy Story 3 yet, right? And folks, you're going to peek behind the curtain. The new year, you're going to get a Toy Story 2 review. Toy Story 3, I think, has one of the best endings. If, like, you were just going to be like, it ends with this trilogy, like, that I have ever seen. And then they went to 4, right? John Wick it seemingly ended the story on 4, which we both said on that review, like, after watching the movie, that's one of the best action movies we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if you're going to do a 5, how do you top that? Like, Keanu's not getting younger.
Yeah, and how do you explain that? That's the thing. There's a lot. You have to top and explain a lot, which is that's the only way it works. That's a hefty toll.
Well, the only way it works is if you do a time jump and John Wick is hiding out in the fucking middle of nowhere, but then it's going to be a smaller story. It's going to be like the Equalizer, basically, right? Which, I mean, there's some stuff you could do. Like, if you can crack the story and given that series, I would try to aim for like an older like cast and do like maybe incorporate a Denzel or something into that. Like, you have to really up the stakes for John Wick 5 for audiences to be like, I'm into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And last but not least, from regards to honorable mentions, we do have our full review on Patreon.
The Ballerina.
Be sure to check out our full reviews on the John Wick series on Patreon, patreon.com/media popcorn. Last but not least,
hold on. Also, I think Freakier Friday, I don't know if that was Patreon or not.
That's Patreon only, so
yeah, that would also be on Patreon regardless as well.
Yeah, and then last but not least, for honorable mentions of worst movies 2025, Minecraft. That was the first movie this year where I'm like, I think I'm too old for some shit. Like, kids were losing their minds at Minecraft, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Bro, I watched that in the theater, and with Jackson and Axel and a few of their friends, and me and the other dads are looking at each other like, what the fuck is this? It's all over the place.
Right?
Yes and no. Because I guess I also look at watchability or rewatchability of these things. They haven't rewatched this thing. I'm like, hey, look, Minecraft's on. It's like, they don't want to watch it.
Oh, interesting. It was a huge
they don't want to watch it, but that's it was a very weird movie. But also, that movie is on my top 5 worst movies of 2025. So like, just know that's we just scratched one off my list. But so we just float right in. But like, that was a very weird film.
It is, and it's directed by the director who did Napoleon Dynamite, which is one of my favorite comedies ever. And so it has kind of that like sensibility, but then it's got Jack Black manic energy, and then Jason Momoa kind of trying to top that. And they're both insane. Like, I was baffled by how crazy Jason Momoa was in that, because they're already expected Jack Black to be weird as fuck, right? Yeah. But then Jason Momoa's acting crazy. I'm like, so we got 2 crazy niggas in this movie.
Like, yes, that's exactly what we got.
On top of CGI madness and stuff like that, and CGI pigs that are fucking evil. I was like, this is wild.
Yeah.
That movie was nuts. Okay, so we did one of your worst movies of 2025. I'll go with on my end, number 5 on my list is Megan 2.0. Didn't really have much in regards to expectations for this movie, but then when they went the full like tilt towards comedy, and the plot was just so convoluted, and also like in support of AI and how we can use it, and combined with technology, it was fucking nuts. Mixed messaging. The CGI looked terrible. The performances were phoned in. There's a reason why this epically bombed. But I do appreciate Jason Blum from Blumhouse doing podcasts and admitting after opening weekend, be like, yeah, we fucked up. Like, you never hear a producer do that.
Yeah.
Now, I think Blumhouse has been in a funk for a while. I think they've been putting out mediocre shit at best. And I hope they get back to like, the original, like, amazing stuff of like The Conjuring and the first Halloween 2018 film and stuff like that. But Megan 2.0 was not it. But I do appreciate that creatives were like, yeah, we kind of bumbled the ball on that one. Because that's something you don't hear enough about.
Yeah, I mean, and again, Megan 2.0 was on my list of worst. And I think, echoing everything you're saying, but that departure into comedy and then trying to wrap it was, again, very convoluted. It was very convoluted. A lot of it didn't really make much sense. We had these characters that we really didn't care about. And I like, that's a film that I will never watch again.
Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For many reasons.
Yeah. What's next on your list?
I have Back in Action. So
that's the Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz movie?
Yeah. So that movie, I watched it because, after, the whole Jamie Foxx sickness and things like that.
Yeah, he had a stroke making that, right?
Yeah.
That's when he had the stroke.
So this is, I believe I did a rant on this.
I think I did
I did the rant on this. So again, guys, Patreon, you can find actually a lot of the films that we're talking about. A lot of them are on Patreon.
Did we ever talk about Donald Glover also having a fucking stroke? Like, what is going on with our black men having strokes, bro?
I did not know.
Yeah, Donald Glover did a performance a few weeks ago. He was like, I'm not trying to like out Jamie Foxx, but he's like, I had a stroke. That's why I had to cancel my tour.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's scary. Kind of like, but sorry, you were talking about
also,
the terrible movie that is Back in Action.
That could also be from unhealthy living and like, partying really hard, not sleeping and things like that, especially the not sleeping thing. That will fucking, that's not good for your body.
Oh, you tell him, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a nigga who don't sleep. I got a stroke waiting to come. I'm gonna have to slide in face in a second.
Stresses,
stress as well.
Folks, patreon.com/media popcorn. Sign up enough where Justin and I don't have to go to sleep at night being like, how are we going to feed our babies?
No, but honestly, Jamie Foxx he produced this film, so he had he was all in on this film, and apparently there was a lot of happenings going on set, so he was stressed out. That can lead to a stroke, and I know we're like, oh, it's the shot, it's the jab, whatever. Or it's just, lifestyle sometimes can lead towards bad, results. So either way, the film wasn't good. And Cameron Diaz coming out of retirement for this, you didn't need to. Jamie Foxx basically having a stroke over this film, bro, not worth it. So like, this film, after watching it, I was just like, oh, well, that was a disappointment. Because I watched the film because I wanted to support Jamie Foxx. Right. And also I was always a fan of Cameron Diaz, but like this film, it was just a big nope burger.
Yeah. I know this is public, but I think I could talk about, I was an extra on like Cameron Diaz's upcoming movie. I think it's for Netflix as well, called Bad Day. So I was like really close to Cameron Diaz. Right. Yeah. She's come a long way from The Mask. That's all I'll say. Yeah. Lluvia said in the chat, she did not age well. Yeah. But like, that happens sometimes. She's got a family and stuff like that. So as long as she's happy, that's what matters and stuff like that. But I do worry that the internet may not be kind when they see what she looks like now. But that's, superficial Hollywood bullshit and stuff like that. I'm not helping or anything like that.
But also at the same time, it's just like, hey guys, people age.
Yeah.
No,
but just, yeah, but and some things don't age, like, or like age to the point where like, hey, we don't need a sequel. We don't need a legacy sequel to this. That's how I felt about Happy Gilmore 2, which is number 4 on my worst of 2025 list. I hated watching that movie. To each his own with comedy, especially comedy is so subjective. But I just did not enjoy watching it. I thought everything felt forced and corny. The fact that they killed Julie Bowen's character within the first 5 minutes, I thought was kind of wild. Because I think Adam Sandler needs, especially that character, like the way that he played it, I think he needed something to soften him a little bit more. And as much as he tried to use his daughters, his real life daughters, as characters to make that happen, it didn't quite work for me. I like the full family Adam Sandler, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Happy Gilmore 2 just did not do it for me. I'm sorry. For anyone else.
You know, I was actually in Greece and I watched Happy Gilmore 2 with the kids because they really wanted to watch because they watched the first one. And yeah, I almost regretted watching it with them because it was far more angry and adult than what I expected. And then like it got really weird, you know, with with
the Safdie brother, that shit got weird with the game and stuff like that. Yeah,
it was just I was just like, what's happening here? But again, you know, the kids wanted to watch it, and I was just like, of course we'll watch it. And I was just like, shouldn't have watched this.
Well, it was also weird because that was the second Legacy sequel where they had like this weird, exaggerated version of the game that like we're used to the main character playing. Because I'm thinking about Space Jam: A New Legacy. Remember they had that ultra insane basketball game they had to play. Like, just like, guys, just you don't have to do this.
Just keep it basic, keep it simple.
Yeah. What's in our worst movie of 2025 for you, Justin?
Well, we went through most of my list. I only got one left.
No, we got two left, and we're both in common on those.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes. Yeah, that was, dude. That movie was so insane. And folks, you can listen to our review. I think it's still on the general outlets stuff. That movie was really. I mean, I didn't even have high expectations for it, but it was so poorly made and executed. Like, and we talked about in the episode, like the crime. I'm saying that in quotes. Wasn't even like their fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like the first movie where they actively were drinking and driving and they hit somebody. Like they did hit somebody. And this one, the dude just swerves out the road.
Yeah.
You know, that's not, I mean, they shouldn't have been in the middle of the road and shit, but like, it's not fully their fault. Oh, and our producer just corrected. I Know What You Did Last Summer reviews on Patreon. So again, like Justin said, patreon.com/media popcorn if you want all this extra goodness in your ears. Yep. But yeah, dude. And then Freddie Prinze Jr., when I saw what they were doing, because I peeped it with the influencer scene, when the influencer gets stuck in the cage and shit, and I was like, there's got to be two of them in this movie. And I figured out immediately who one of them was. I was like, please don't make Freddie Prinze Jr. do this. Because I saw this movie randomly on Peacock where he played this husband who his mistress ends up dead in the pool, and he's suspected of like murdering her, and like they go back and forth. And it's revealed that he is the guy who killed her. And that whole sequence was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Like, he was just not the guy. And so for this, I'm like, they're not going to pull this off.
And they didn't.
And they didn't. And you know what also? And this is like, you know, the issue with having like a good friend that does like editing trailers for a living and stuff like that. Now I'm able to see things in trailers where I'm like, fuck. Like, I think I know who the killer is in Scream 7.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, because if in this movie, right, for I Know What You Did Last Summer, they kept showing Jennifer Love Hewitt. She's back, right? Freddie Prinze Jr. is back, right? In the trailer, Jennifer Love Hewitt's telling somebody, well, what are you waiting for? She's recreating the moment from the first movie, right? And so you're halfway through this movie and you're like, because I was like, one of the killers is probably Ray, right? And there's going to be this other chick because she's acting suspect. Like, they're not giving her anything but looking weird. So she's probably one of the killers. But I was just like, well, who's Jennifer Love Hewitt going to say that to? Based on what the characters we have in front of us. The only logical explanation was Ray. So I'm like, so Ray's the bad guy. You know what I mean? So it's like things like that too, that I'm like, oh, I'm getting fucked up on these trailers.
Yeah.
So I might have to stop watching trailers, man.
Yeah.
I might have to stop doing it.
Sorry.
Yeah, it sucks. Because those help me figure out if something's going to be worth it. Another movie on my list for worst movies of 2025 is The Materialist. This stars Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, and Chris Evans. It's written and directed by Celine Song, who did Past Lives with Greta Lee. One of my favorite movies, I think came out last year or 2023. This is her follow-up, and I hated this movie. I thought, again, like per usual, Dakota Johnson just like doesn't give a fuck. She's beautiful. Like I've seen her in person. Like she is beautiful, but she just acts like she doesn't give a fuck. And then you see interviews where she doesn't give a fuck, and you're like, what? Why are people hiring her? Why is she the lead of the follow up to, a critically acclaimed movie? Like this is insane. Pedro Pascal,
her father.
Yeah. Pedro Pascal, I think is just oversaturated at this point. I think he's overdone. Chris Evans was supposed to play like 35 in The Materialist. Nope. 35 with multiple roommates, by the way. That was insane. I just did not feel it. Wasn't feeling it. So that was a huge disappointment in 2025. And then the worst movie for me, and it might be for you, Justin, I just know it's on your list. It's the Ice Cube Amazon Prime movie, War of the Worlds, which, folks,
Jesus Christ,
that's still on general, I believe. That's still on the general channels. You got to hear that episode. Tatiana joined us on that one. That was one of the most baffling things I've ever seen.
Made zero fucking sense all over the fucking place.
Made zero money.
The acting was terrible. And then, you know what? I said it the right way. The acting was terrible. It was terrible.
It is really bad. It was, it's like upsetting me to think, and also to know that Ice Cube didn't act with anyone. He filmed all the stuff virtually by himself.
Yeah. And he was still angry.
It was you. It was you. I hated that.
Yeah. I hated that whole thing. It was so stupid. Like they need to stop. They need to stop. Huh?
Who's they?
Everybody. Everybody needs to stop. Everybody who was involved with that film needs to fucking stop.
I mean, if David Ellison was smart, with this whole Paramount, Warner Brothers kerfuffle and stuff, he could be like, guys, let us take this. Like, we're better than Amazon, at least. I know Amazon didn't put a bid, but they made War of the Worlds. Come on, man. We're not the bad guys in the industry. Amazon, Jeff Bezos gave you War of the Worlds. So, folks, those are our worst movies in 2025. Post on your favorite podcast application. Send us an email at mediumpod@gmail.com. Let us know what your favorite and worst movies of 2025 were. So we can get an idea of what y'all thought. And then we'll write back. We'll say hi. How you doing? You want some flavor in your ear? Things like that. You know what I mean?
Got the brand new flavor in your ear.
R.I.P. Craig Mack. Okay, Justin. So what's some of your honorable mentions for best movies of 2025?
All right.
Jesus Christ, I just saw one of them. Are you serious?
What?
Are you serious with the JW one? No, you're not serious.
Yeah.
Jurassic World? You liked it?
You didn't like Jurassic World?
You say let him talk. Let him talk. Okay, you talk.
First of all, we reviewed it. I thought that I had a very low expectation for that film. And I was actually surprised exactly how good that was.
Okay.
Considering all of the others, the last two Jurassic Park films were really horrible. Really I thought that was a really good reboot. I think they did a decent job. I thought they did a great job in it. I thought, it looked pretty good. Scarlett Johansson, she did her thing. Like, the ending.
She looked great.
Yeah, she did. She almost looks great.
She looked great.
You know what? I was about to say something.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Is like that's the thing about Hollywood movies, though. It's just that they're not tactical. You know what I mean? The outfits they gave her were not practical for like the situation she's in. You know what I mean? She can't be spinning upside down with a sniper rifle trying to shoot a fucking monster in the water with the tightest shirt possible. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, as a viewing male, I'm into it, but it's not necessary.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
But I mean, we all know why they did it, because people are horny. We're horny.
That's why Jeff Goldblum in the first one's got his chest hair open. He's just
right. Which he got his leg all fucked up, and he's laying down on it. I was like, so let's
dude. When I saw the anniversary screening, again, like I have this like story in my stand-up and stuff like that with this dude and his friends, and like this guy clearly had never seen Jurassic Park before, and he was just like, "What?" When they cut the Jeff Goldblum, just his shirt open and sweaty and shit. He was like, "What?
What is this?" Oh, you don't know how horny people were for Jeff Goldblum at this time? That nigga was the fly.
Yeah.
But back to Jurassic World Rebirth. I thought that it was actually a pretty decent film. I enjoyed watching it. I think the rewatchability of that film is actually a lot higher than the previous films that we've had, and I would say even some in the original trilogy. So like I put it up there. Next one, The Naked Gun.
Yes, yeah,
that shit came out of fucking nowhere, bro. I
That's
thought
a funny movie.
I was a big fan of The Naked Gun as a kid. And like I loved every single one of those films. And then this coming out, I was just like, I don't know how this is gonna be. And this shit, home fucking run. It was an absolute home run. I was here for it. The Naked Gun, like it was again surprise comedy, and like it was perfect. And also Liam Neeson, just I can say so much, but even Pam Anderson, I think that everybody,
She's great, yeah.
They figured out what the assignment was and they fucking delivered. So like, no,
I had that on my honorable mentions as well as One of Them Days. Like bringing back adult comedies theatrically, please let people laugh together, be silly together, and do some weird shit. Like I loved how weird Naked Gun got.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like I'm here for that shit.
Yeah, and then
up next, I have Superman.
Okay.
You know how I feel about DC. I don't expect much from them anymore because their movies have been pretty bad, with the exclusion of the Batman series. But I thought this one was actually really good. I was surprised. I thought they did a great job with it. I had fun watching it. It gave me, a superhero universe for DC that's actually worth watching. But at the same time, I'm going to say, just like I said on the episode that we did for this film, we're going to wait and see, because one thing that we know is that Warner Brothers has a fucking, or DC, whoever the fuck it is, has a great track record at fucking shit up for themselves.
Yeah,
but and things are changing now, so
they are. But the biggest concern right now is like, the next movie in the DC universe that James Gunn and Peter Safran are running is Supergirl. The trailer just came out a week ago or so after this recording, and a lot of people are like, this feels like James Gunn, but it's Craig Giuseppe. James Gunn didn't write it, so they're like, are all these movies going to just be like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibe? Because that's what a lot of people are comparing Supergirl to. And then after that, I think it's Man of Steel. Oh no, after that it's actually Clayman, then Man of Steel. So, but Clayman, I think it's like an Elseworlds kind of thing. I think it's like a standalone, like the Joker was. So we'll have to wait and see. But
that's gonna be weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. And then what's your last?
My last honorable mention was Death of a Unicorn.
Okay.
I enjoyed this movie so much. I know we saw it at South by Southwest, and like this thing, it caught me by surprise, and like it was just so fucking funny. I think that Paul Rudd had an amazing 2025. Like, a lot of them weren't like huge commercial hits, but he really did some amazing work, comedy wise, and just some of the films that he put out. And Death of a Unicorn was no different. Him, Jenna Ortega, and just a cast of just ridiculousness. Like, I really loved that film. I wish that more people had saw it.
Yeah, I'm sure they do too. And that also is a general episode as well, folks, in case you're wondering, for our full take on Death of a Unicorn. Real quick, my honorable mentions include, I already mentioned One of Them Days, The Naked Gun. I put down K-Pop Demon Hunters, which is another general episode we have up. Love that movie. I watched Soda Pop and Be Your Idol, Golden, all the songs, all the music videos, the sing-alongs. I've done all of it. I love that shit. Final Destination Bloodlines. Holy fuck. If you want to reboot a dormant horror franchise, that was a great way to do it. Now they have another one in the can, like not in the can, but like in development. Whether or not it'll be able to keep up with that, I have no idea. But one of the writers, I think James Vanderbilt, for Final Destination Bloodlines, he also was a co-writer on Scream 5. He knows how to fucking reboot, at least get a horror franchise started again.
James Vanderbilt, as in Dawson from Dawson's Creek?
No, that's James Vanderbeek. Oh my God.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, sweet God. Another honorable mention I have is Hedda, starring Tessa Thompson and this one woman. I gotta look up her name, but it's directed by Nia DaCosta, and it's a very dark It's on Amazon Prime. It's a very dark movie. Nina Haas is also in it. She fucking, I don't know who she is, but she looked amazing. The costume design is incredible. Tessa Thompson looks both amazing and she's incredible in the movie. I don't know if she's going to get any kind of nomination, but she's fantastic in the movie. And Nia DaCosta is a prolific fucking director. She's directing her ass off. I know she got a lot of shit for the Marvels, but her versatility and the way that the cinematography in the movie is incredible too. She is doing her fucking thing. So I just want to shout out Nia DaCosta real quick. Weapons, Zach Kreger's follow-up to Barbarian. We also have a full review on that on the general podcast apps. Love this movie. I think Amy Madigan does have a really, especially after seeing Wicked for Good, I think she has a good shot at being best supporting actress.
That's actually on my list. And was, of course, we have did that review on that as well.
Yes. On Gladys, I think she is such a fucking memorable character. It's in the horror film Zycon right now, I think, or lexicon, whatever the fuck it's called. I just really enjoyed her performance. Another performance I love this year, but no one saw it. It is on Paramount Plus now. Roofman, starring Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst, directed by the guy who did A Place Behind the Pines. Channing Tatum in a less competitive year had a good chance of being nominated. He is so fucking charming and good.
Don't give away too much. It's actually on my list of things to watch.
It's
great.
I
have that start. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch.
It's really good. It's dark though. Like he's charming as fuck, but it's a crime drama. It's not gonna have a happy ending. Just know that. As much as you like the guy. And speaking of not having a happy ending, the last honorable mention I have is The Long Walk, which stars Cooper Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, and David Johnson, who was on Industry. He was in this great film on Hulu. I'm blanking on the fucking name. It's a romantic comedy. But most recently, he was in Alien Romulus. Fantastic role. Like, they have great chemistry. Cooper Hoffman's really coming to his own. Before, I'm like, oh, man, another Nepo baby. And Licorice Pizza, I wasn't really impressed. But between Saturday Night, him being one of the best things in Saturday Night, and now this movie, I'm like, okay, this kid's got something. Like, he's completely different than his dad. And I love that he's not trying to be. That's the one thing I think about John David Washington. I think, not that he can help with the voice, but I think John David Washington does want to be like his dad.
Yeah.
I think he wants to come out as charismatic as his dad.
He doesn't have those kind of chops.
He doesn't have, he doesn't have it. But Long Walk, folks, it's a dark, dreary, Mark Hamill's in it as this fucking vicious general. It's a dark, dreary, dystopian, fucked up movie, but it's so fucking good. All the actors are fantastic. And shout out to this actor who was in the Karate Kid, the latest Karate Kid. That kid is great. A lot of people didn't see the new Karate Kid that came out. It's on Netflix now. That kid was fucking awesome. Like, the movie's a mess because it hunted to people. It was like Mr. Wan and Danny Russo are going to be teaming up and stuff. Danny Russo, it's not a spoiler, doesn't come into like the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah,
fuck
and like
them.
If you watch the trailer, he's like, okay, anyways. So yeah, those are my honorable mentions. So let's get down to our top 5 of the year, Justin. We already kind of talked about one of them, right? You mentioned you have Weapons on yours.
Weapons, yes.
Okay. You love that movie too? Okay.
Let me just look at your top 5. Okay.
Yeah, we got a few.
So I'm going to go with one of mine, which is Friendship. So I know is number 4 for you. Friendship, man, if you love Tim Robinson,
yes,
like you appreciate his brand of comedy, you're going to love that film. And again, Paul Rudd, fucking going nuts.
Yes.
You know, with some of these comedies that came out. But man, that movie was just so fucking fun. It was so fun. It was so funny. It was cringy. Like it was, it's, yeah, like, yeah, obviously Tim Robinson has a particular brand of comedy that he does, and it lands to, it leans right into that. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, this was just a fun watch, man. It's just, I just enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, I love the movie. I watch the acapella My Boo scene once a week to cheer me up. And I just love, someone actually, a friend of mine actually recently described Tim Robinson in all of his projects, whether it's the movie Friendship or The Chair Company. She said Tim Robinson's characters are either the most sane person in the room or the most insane person in the room.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's a perfect way to describe him and all these. his character really legit is, because sometimes there's weird shit that happens to him and he reacts like a normal person, like, what the fuck is going on, right?
Yeah.
But then the next scene, he'll be so insane and make so many people uncomfortable. You're like, oh, okay. I love it. I love Friendship. Number 4 on my list. Real quick, if you don't mind, I'll share my number 5, which is Train Dreams, directed and written by Clint Bentley, who he directed this movie called Jockey that had Clifton Collins Jr. years ago that I really, really enjoyed. It's a quiet movie about this, jockey that's kind of like he's aging out of the sport. Like he can't ride the way that he used to. He's got a lot of back problems and stuff like that. Train Dreams follows Joel Edgerton, who is this man that basically, not a woodsmith, but he cuts down trees and like he helps build railroads and stuff. And it's just a beautiful movie, man. Clint Bentley also was one of the co-writers of Sing Sing, which is my favorite movie of last year. It's just a beautiful movie, man. I was watching it late Saturday night and tearing up, like because it had elements of like Forrest Gump, like the really sweet human moments of like where you watch these little moments in a man's life, right? And I love that about this movie. I also appreciate movies that talk about people that typically wouldn't get their own story. You know what I mean? Like this just simple man who lived his life, had some tragedy, just wanted to be able to provide for his family, and he did that by building railroads. You know what I mean? Like, and I think those stories need to be told sometimes. I sometimes think about my grandfather and, what would a story about his life look like? And some people would be like, well, that's too small of a story. Nothing really happens. It's this guy who works at General Motors, takes care of his family. Like, where's the action and like all the drama and stuff? It's like, sometimes people need to like just see these stories and see like how other people live their lives.
Yeah.
I think that's also important.
There may not be a big, drama that kicks off, but it's like life is drama.
Yes.
Like everybody has drama. It's just like people are going to be touched by it most likely because the drama is more relatable.
Yep, absolutely. Now we have some commonalities for our last picks, but you put a surprise one on here.
F1,
Mr. Brad, Mr. Brad.
So it's kind of to what you were just saying, like in somebody aging, an aging star coming in and showing these young whippersnappers, how it is. So Brad Pitt in F1, I thought for one he had an amazing performance in the film. Also,
Episodes
the film.
On Patreon. Episodes on Patreon.
Indeed. I thought that Damson Idris, did a great job acting alongside of him. The film was fast paced. It gave us that almost like kind of an 80s vibe, but not as hammy. Yeah. So it almost felt a little bit throwback, but I felt like it there was meat in this film. Yeah. So I really enjoyed watching this, and possibly because it felt a little bit nostalgic while also not coming off as the campy 80s shit. So this one it kind of hit on all cylinders, no pun intended. But and it also if you're not someone who's into F1 and things like that, makes you kind of even want to learn about it, because you also have F1 racers are actually prominently featured in this film. So it's like, I just thought that they did an amazing job, and it was pretty well promoted. But upon seeing it, I was, what's that?
It was Apple's real hit, first real hit.
But it actually lived up to the hype. It really did. And I was really surprised by it, because, also we haven't seen Brad Pitt in a film like this in a while, and I just think that, it was a great film for him. It was a great film for Damson Idris. And it was a great film for a sport which really doesn't get, the highlights.
Fair. Yeah. That's a good one. I put on my list. What was I going to say about? So Joseph Kosinski, who did F1, he's doing Miami Vice next. So talking about your 80s, throwback and stuff. And from last I read, Austin Butler and Michael B. Jordan are in talks, which I predicted on Patreon. I was like, if I'm a betting man, I'm casting this, I'm going to do Michael B. Jordan and probably Austin Butler. But there's a recent support for, because Jesse Plemons and Michael B. Jordan recently did an Actors on Actors roundtable, that they should do it together because their chemistry is like great still.
Well, yeah, I mean, from fucking Friday Night Lights.
I know. We've been talking about
I mean, but I will say that Don Johnson's character is like Austin Butler kind of lends into that.
It's a no-brainer to do Austin Butler and Michael B. Jordan because you're just going to get all the horny people in the seats, no matter what. They're going to automatically.
Well, and it's also just the fact it's just like, you're talking Miami.
Yeah.
Austin Butler is a very, listen, I love Jesse Plemons. I love that fucking guy. But
he's not,
I feel like
Austin Butler.
He would have to be fucking hitting that gym fucking hard to get in shape to be that, to take that role.
Yeah. I do also I was like, oh, Austin Butler's like attractive in a way like I can't comprehend when chicks were into him from Doom 2. I'm like, he's bald over here with like black blood. Okay. Like, I guess I don't know what sexy is. My third, number 3 for best films of 2025 is Wake Up Dead Man, the third Knives Out movie. It's my favorite of the franchise so far. I'm not a very religious guy, but I've seen it twice in the theater. It's a great communal experience. Like, I make it a point to see the Knives Out movies in the theater ever since I saw the first one as a surprise screening at Alamo Drafthouse. It's just a fun experience. I love murder mysteries. Kind of figured out this one, but I didn't know the how, and that was what was fun about it. Right? It was like, how did this all come together? I love the ensemble, but Josh O'Connor, man, I really liking this guy. I haven't watched The Crown, but everything I've seen him in, like film wise, he's awesome. The first 45 minutes are basically owned by him, and like I just really enjoyed it. And like I said, I love a good murder mystery. Every time I watch it, I'm seeing other new further clues about what happened and how it happened and stuff like that. So I just, it's on Netflix now, folks, so you can watch it. But I implore you, when the next time the Knives Out movies come on the theater, if theaters still exist, please go see it. It's such a fun experience watching these murder mysteries with a huge crowd.
Yeah, that was actually on my list as well.
Okay, got it.
So I watched this. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to our top 2. Do we have the same top 2, or is your order a little bit different?
We have the same top 2.
Okay, so number 2, one battle after another. Can't say enough about this movie. Great performances. Tiana Taylor's tight abs. You
Overall.
can't get. Yeah, it's great. Chase Infinity's fucking doing her thing. Which Chase, you gotta chill out on the social media. She's posting these because she's out and about the awards and she's dressing up and I'm like, I gotta unfollow you. This is not great. And, Leo probably is like thinking the same thing. He's like, I gotta unfollow this guy. Things can get weird. Gina Hall, Jesus Christ, she's been on the award circuit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie's just great. Like between the Benicio del Toro stuff, I think it's one of my favorite Leo performances. It's in my top 5. It's the dude. You know what I mean? It's a close it's like that and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I might be like, I don't know, I love like I'm falling apart, Leo. You know what I mean? like I'm a shit show. I love those Leo performances.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Django Unchained might be my favorite Leo performance though.
Yeah, that
because he had to go to such a fucked up place to be in that, to play that character.
I actually really loved him in The Revenant.
Okay, I gotta rewatch it. I haven't seen it in a while. I think
I mean, because he was in a fucked up place in that one as well. Yeah. But
you saying Catch Me If You Can, that was a great performance.
Yeah. I mean, Leo's put down great performances all throughout his career, but it's like some of the ones that stand out to me, like The Revenant, really, Catch Me If You Can. Obviously this film as well. What's that?
The Beach. No one saw The Beach.
He has some really solid performances out there. Even the Basketball Diaries back in the day. Oh, Wolf of Wall Street, another great one. I
think great when Johnny Depp slaps the shit out of him. He goes crying. Broke my heart.
Because do you really see Johnny Depp beating anybody's ass?
Whoa.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I mean, a man's ass. Anyhow,
number one is Sinners. Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, Woomy, Jamie Lawson, Miles Canton, Delroy Lindo.
Yep.
Dude, this movie is awesome. And the more I watch
the thing about this film,
it's awesome. It's just amazing.
it gave us so much.
And
There's
it's black
so
as
much to discover in this film in so many different ways. And I think that's what makes it such a great watch. I mean, there's so many layers to this onion. And like, I mean, it's beautifully shot. Just the symbolism in there, just the story, the acting. Like, bro, there's so much in there, and it's just like, if you feel at some point while watching this film that something was lacking, oh, there's something else that's all the way the fuck up here. And if you feel like something was lacking, I don't know what you're looking at. You're probably just,
Some people like dismiss it as just a vampire movie, and it's so much deeper than that. Like, especially like if you appreciate Black history, like the focus on jukeboxes and like even like how the black and Asian communities and other communities of color like would collaborate and try to support each other and just the sharecropping. And again, like you said, the cinematography is fantastic. Like, I'm still one of the most haunting scenes probably I'll always remember is Cornbread walking. It's pitch black outside, and he's walking towards the barn after all the shit's gone down. And the fucking score with that harmonica, I think it's a harmonica playing. And I'm just like, it's such a great shot. And Cornbread, the actor, is such a big, imposing dude. It's just, if that doesn't win cinematography, I mean, it's going to be tight between one battle after another and Sinners for cinematography. It's going to be really tight. But I think I'm hoping Sinners will come out with a lot of stuff. And at the very least, Ryan Coogler should get an Oscar win for Best Original Screenplay. Because the stuff that he incorporated to the script, phenomenal. I loved it. So there you have it, folks. That's our recap for 2025, our personal recap. We did get some Patriots who shared their thoughts on favorite movies and TV shows of 2025.
What y'all got to say?
Yeah, so Kendall Scarberry wrote for movies, it's Sinners, Naked Gun, Opus, that's a surprise one, and Superman. For shows, it's The Pit, Landman, South Park, Peacemaker, Hacks, Tulsa King, and Wednesday. Okay.
Listen, awesome. South Park went fucking ham this year.
I heard, yeah. I heard they win it, yeah. Brooklyn Shoe Babe, Keisha wrote, Babe filmed this year in the order of best to least. Sinners, saw it twice in the theater. Same girl. Superman, saw it twice in the theater. F1 and Fantastic Four. Okay. I've been to the second season of Interview with the Vampire, a show I love so much. I still got to watch that. It's on Netflix. Heated Rivalry is my second favorite TV show after Interview with the Vampire. I'm not big on TV shows in general. Okay. Thanks so much for sharing that, Keisha. And then Darren Patterson wrote Babe films, Superman, Sinners, Weapons, and Wake Up Dead Man. Damn, 3 Warner Brothers films and a Netflix. The irony is not lost on me. Yep. We haven't even talked about the whole Warner Brothers, what's at stake. Maybe we'll do that at some point. It's also pretty wild that all the biggest movies this year were WB films. Example, One Battle After Another, F1, Minecraft. Favorite TV, The Studio, Pluribus, The Resident, Andor, Peacemaker, and Everyone's Live with John Mulaney. All right. So that's some of our Patriot thoughts on the best stuff of 2025. Next year, 2026 is going to be packed. We got the live action Moana. We got Spider-Man, Brave New World. We have the Odyssey, Scream 7, Scary Movie 6. We have Fokker-in-Law. We have Devil Wears Prada 2. We have Cliffhanger. We have a Cliffhanger reboot. We have 28 years later, The Bone Temple. We have Supergirl. We have Masters of the Universe, Clayface, Mandalorian and Grogu, Project Hail Mary, Street Fighter. A lot of movies next year, Justin.
Ready or
Shrek
Not
5.
2, Super Mario Galaxy movie. Like this, bro, there's some bangers coming. That Michael Jackson film. Which
is insane, because if you know the story behind like what happened with that, with the court case and everything. And then Toy Story 5, you got Avengers Doomsday, which the early trailer is leaked, which is following Steve Rogers when he goes back home where he's with Carter, what's her name, Carter, and they have a son apparently. So the rumor plot is that the whole thing he did the end of Endgame when he went back to put away the stones, but then stayed behind, that caused like the first major incursion in the multiverse. And so I think that I think they're going to basically say Steve, because that's the thing about the Spider-Verse movies, right? Miguel, if you watch Across the Spider-Verse closely, Miguel is the first fucker that causes these incursions. in the multiverse, but he blames Miles, saying that he's the anomaly. And so if he what he's doing is actually way worse than anything he's done, right? He's like basically trying to atone for his sins with the previous one. So I wonder if that's what's going to be with Steve Rogers. Basically, they're going to have to reset a bunch of shit post Endgame. I don't know what that means for some of the characters we've like gotten to know a little bit. Like, I don't know what that means. This Eternals get erased from the MCU. Like, it's like, oh yeah, that was a silly movie that we made back then, but like, don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Because there's so many characters now that we haven't seen in years. Shang-Chi, we haven't seen in a long time, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, like, if that's maybe their...
And you know, the industry is obviously not very cool with Simeon Liu these days. So...
Yeah, he's very outspoken. I mean, also a lot of people are upset about the Chris Evans coming back. They're like, "Damn, that's shitty for Anthony Mackie." But you know, I've said it before on our podcast. I went to New Orleans a few weeks ago for some shows, man. I'm provoked people talking about how much they hate Anthony Mackie, and he's a hometown guy.
So I think the other thing that's fucking, it's like Chris Evans. Oh, I'm sorry. Steve Rogers actually comes back in the original comics, anyways.
I know it's tough, right?
Yeah, it's like,
Endgame was so perfect.
What it is, guys.
Endgame was so perfect for like leaving Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, and now we're bringing these actors back. It seems desperate. It's basically like we need white guys to save the MCU, and you really don't. You just need better storytelling. But you know, we'll see what happens with some of these franchises. Scream 7 is coming out soon. I have my theory, and folks, okay, it might be a spoiler. Like, you know, just close your ears if you don't want to hear my theory. I initially thought that maybe the Meek twins would be the killers, because like the trailer's setting up like there's basically like, hey, I'm going to burn it all down. The legacy of Stumacher, all the shit. I'm going to take out Sydney and her family, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, the twins, because that makes sense. Their uncle was killed. They've been stabbed the fuck up. Their lives have been ruined because of the legacy of Sidney Prescott, right? But then when I think about it, I was like, okay, if they want to do the Freddie Prinze Jr., I Know What You Did Last Summer, where it's like a survivor that's finally the killer, right? Do the person that everyone's always speculated might go crazy and kill everybody, which is fucking Gale Weathers. The initial plan for Scream 7 before Melissa Barrera got fired was she was going to be Ghostface, which makes all the sense in the world. Make Gale Weathers the fucking killer. She has all the motive. She's resemble as fuck. The love of her life was murdered because he went back to help somebody who was being fucked up because of the legacy of Sydney. She's probably an alcoholic at this point, all this stuff. Yeah, it makes sense that Gail will be the killer.
Yeah.
She knows all the buttons. If we're using AI, they're bringing back Matthew Lillard, Scott Foley, past Ghostface, right? Who the fuck would even know that would fuck with Sydney so much? The twins wouldn't know. They're too young. I think it's Gale Weathers. I think Courtney Cox is going to be our next Ghostface. I think that could be pretty dope.
But also, I think that they need to stop it.
Maybe. We're getting a little long too once you put a 7 behind something.
No, but if Gale is the killer...
Oh, yeah, it should wrap up.
Cut it.
We should wrap it up. Yeah, we should wrap it up.
Wrap it up right there. Sure. It's over now.
Yeah, at least for Sydney, for sure. We should wrap it up, because you don't want to keep having to think about this woman constantly getting terrorized. At some point in the horror franchise, she's going to have to die. Like, unless they're going to keep Laurie Stroding this and like kind of doing alternate universes. But Scream is so timely, dude. It's funny. Like, I've had a few conversations where people are like, well, if you did a Scream reboot, what would that look like? I'm like, I don't think you could. It would have to be something completely different, because Scream is so specific because of the way the phones worked, right? Like the way that there was a lack of internet. Mm-hmm. Now with all the technology and everything like that, you couldn't set up a world that starts with Scream. Like, it's always going to be a Scream ripoff. It's not going to be original the way the first Scream came off. Like, no matter what you try to do with a reboot. So that's just my thoughts. I think the more you incorporate technology, the corner it might be. That's why when they're like, oh, we're bringing back past Ghostface, I'm like, oh, that's cool. You could do deep fakes.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing an original reboot and it doesn't hit the same. You know what I mean? Yeah. Lluvia, our producer, saying it's like doing Seinfeld in today's time. Yeah. I mean, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do, but like, I'm also at this point, I'm just like, all right, give us Gale and then end it, and then make no more, unless you're gonna reboot the whole thing and it's over with. It's just like, I do not want to hear about fucking Sydney anymore. It's like it's over. You got to end it at this point.
By the way, I do have an idea, but I'm just not gonna share it on the podcast. I'm not a fucking psycho. I'm gonna fucking wait till I get my chance in front of Spyglass. Anyways, folks, if you want to support the show, you want to support our dreams, as always, like we've been saying the whole episode, patreon.com/media popcorn. If you've been listening for a while, please consider signing up. $5, $10, $15 packages. We are facing our $2 tier, so please consider those other three. And it all supports the show. It supports Justin and I as we watch these shows and movies, breaking them down. We will start reviewing actually TV shows in the new year as well. So you have that to look forward to. And I guess before we do plugs, Justin, should I make the announcement about my sabbatical? I should do that, right? Yeah. So, folks, if you've been listening to this podcast for a long time, you may have noticed that I've done every single episode, every single general episode I've done. Justin's had, his sabbaticals, taking care of his babies, his family, everything, going on vacation.
Family.
I don't do vacations, okay? But I'm doing one now. So I will be taking off most of January. So Tatiana will be filling in for me. I'm just going to take a little break for the podcast. I'm coming back. But yeah, you'll just have to go a few weeks without hearing about butts.
Oh, you still hear about butts, baby. You know me.
Yeah,
I like a good butt now.
Yeah, and you like a good poop story as well. But folks, you can still hit me up at on Instagram and Threads at Frodo_Blackens. As always, you can hit up the show at Medium P Podcast and all social media platforms. All that good stuff. MediaPopcorn.com for all your media and popcorn needs, including the YouTube channel, Patreon, and just general podcast links. And Justin, if people want to follow you, baby, what can they do?
Yeah, I like how you slip that baby in there. But guys, you can, and stop calling me baby. Guys, you can follow me at J Brown Dinner on all the social media platforms. And guys, just remember, like, I'm still gonna be here. I'm gonna be on the show. No, I'm gonna be on the show. Yeah. So it's like you'll have a familiar voice, familiar ridiculousness. Brandon needs to take his time, and he deserves that. So we're gonna let Brandon do his thing, and me and Tati, we're gonna run this shit. We're gonna keep the party going. But when Brandon comes back, we don't miss a beat, baby. We right back in there.
Come back, and I'm like, hey guys, so I was touching butts, and you're just like, we don't do that anymore, Brandon. we don't want to objectify body parts no more, Brandon.
You know what, Brandon? I have a feeling that's not gonna happen because this is how we run our show. And you are my son, and and I'm gonna make sure to hold the mantle and keep it nice and warm for you. So when you want to come back and talk about butts, you can.
All right. Speaking of butts, we did. Well, this is a terrible segue. We did get an email from a fan regarding our Elf episode.
Oh yeah.
That I thought we should read real quick before we wrap this up. So Philip Glaude wrote, "Elf is a must watch for me and my family every holiday season. We are a Black family. I'm sure it's because when I started working at Coca-Cola, we put up displays and stocked the shelves at Walmart, and there was a McDonald's in the store that had this movie playing on loop for the entire holiday season. So I know every part of this movie. As soon as it comes on, I am instantly hooked." Bro, that sounds like Stockholm Syndrome. That doesn't sound like you love the movie. That sounds like you were forced to enjoy the movie. The same way I was forced to enjoy Forrest Gump working at Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. But Phil, to each his own.
And just so you guys know, I also got another Instagram message from somebody who I don't know who messaged me. It says, "Hey, I just found out that you are a person that watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and you didn't give it a good review." And he said, "Who hurt you?" So,
oh yeah, I responded to that too. I was just like, "Hey, we didn't like it." I also was like, I said on the episode, I'm not the biggest Chevy Chase fan. Ironically, my favorite thing with it was Community, and he notoriously hated working on that show. So
yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. But folks, again, you can hit us up on via email at mediumpod@gmail.com with your top picks of the year, worst picks of the year, as well as your thoughts on Elf or the podcast in general. But again, support us. Patreon.com/mediapopcorn, or leave us 5-star review on your favorite podcast application. All that helps the show. We really appreciate y'all. We know for a lot of y'all, it's been a tough year. I know personally it's been a tough year for me. Can't speak for Justin. But the fact that we talked about selling dog food, and we had to do a lot of hustle, a lot of old school.
Yeah, we hustled a lot. We did a lot. We did a lot of hustling this year. Which you know what is actually, it's not good, but it's also good for your soul because it tells you that you can make it.
Yes.
And you're willing to make it. So guys, if you're out there hustling, just know that you're not hustling alone.
and like, you know, people see you when you're hustling and trying to make things work. You know, and the people who see you, the people who matter, your family, your friends, you know, those are people who are understanding like what you're doing and why you're doing it. So just like, don't feel like, you know, you're not making any headway, because you are.
And to all of our Patreon subscribers that support us, we really appreciate y'all, because we know it hasn't been the easiest year, especially financially for a lot of people. And the fact that y'all keep fucking with us, supporting us, we really appreciate it. And all of our future Patriots, we appreciate you as well. Patreon.com/mediapopcorn. All right, that's it. That's it. Hope y'all have a great holiday. Shalom, Rosh Hashanah, happy Kwanzaa. You know, keep the Lord in your heart. Happy New Year. Mariah Carey, she's singing in your ear. We love you. We hold you. We did it. We got through 2025, yo.
I didn't know how that was going to go.
I know.
All right. All right, guys. Happy New Year and happy holidays to you. Peace.